guys, welcome back to the
Welcome
podcast.
back to the podcast. I
I'm
like the
doing
way
this
you
song.
hold the mic, so maybe I'll hold mine too.
I'm in the middle of my lunch break, guys, as you can tell. Literally, I was like, I've got like 30, 40 minutes to spare max. It's like I can
Let's.
schedule it in then.
I'm literally just
Oh,
back from a mini hot girl walk.
love that. I would love to go on a hot girl walk at the moment. I just don't have the time.
I woke up and it was
Lashing.
torrential,
Mm-hmm.
torrential rain. And the only reason I actually went on the walk is because I had no Monster in my house. And I was like, I need caffeine if we're gonna, because we're recording this. Then I have to get
Yes.
ready. Then I have to record my other podcast, The Hot
Yeah.
Girl Guide.
Yeah.
And then I have to edit both of them
Mm-hmm.
today.
Yeah, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how.
So
I genuinely haven't a clue how you do it. Like, I don't. I was even thinking the last day. I remember when I was like, oh, I'm gonna like bring the industry podcast back. I don't have the time for it. Like, I do not have the hours in the day. I barely have the hours in the week for this podcast. So could you imagine I was doing that? Like, I just couldn't. Like, honestly, hats off to you. I don't know where you get the
it's just a load
motivation, you
of
know.
caffeine and like working till 2 a.m. sometimes, but then doing nothing the day after.
So fair, so
Like
fair.
that's what it is. Oh my God, it looks like Ribena. Is that the color of the
It
Red Bull?
does. Yeah.
That's
So
mad.
sorry guys, I'm just crunching ice there. Rebecca got me, I like went on this mad like Red Bull thing during the summer, but I had to stop because obviously caffeine gives me migraines. I said it like 100 times before, but I've tried to like cut it out, but I'm so tired because I've literally been doing so much work recently that I'm just like a bit drained. And we were gonna hop on for this podcast, and I was like, I can't string a sentence together, so I need to have the Red Bull. And I remember that Rebecca got me that one, but it's actually purple. I was like, people are gonna think I'm drinking in the middle of my work day.
It actually looks more like Ribena than it does wine, to be fair.
Yeah. Yeah,
It
it
does.
does, to be fair. Sorry, I just realized also I'm wearing my glasses. I don't think you've ever seen them.
No, I don't,
I
because
know.
I always wear contacts and I feel like it's kind of known that I don't have good vision. Maybe it's not, but like,
Yeah. Yeah.
wow, you
Yeah, I
look cute.
always wear them. Thanks, girl. I feel like a
You
little
look very
schoolgirl.
cute.
I always wear them when I'm working, obviously, because I can't see. But like
Because
when I
I
don't
don't have
have to, I
vision.
won't. Yeah, because I really can't see, but what was I
Welcome
going
back to the podcast, everyone. Episode 22.
Is it episode 22?
Yeah, we're starting to number our episodes now, so I know.
I thought this was episode 21. Oh my God, thank God we're numbering them. Some lovely girl actually messaged us months back saying that like she was losing some on YouTube because they weren't numbered.
No
Um,
way.
yeah, and then we were like, oh, we were going to number them, but we forgot. And then I don't know what made us the last day,
I
but
got
thank God.
an undiagnosed ADHD urge, and I was like, let me number all the podcasts right now.
100%. I think it's just such a better, especially with the YouTube, whatever about Spotify, you can see it. But I think
Yeah,
everything else, like it's so much. That was very good work by you, Rebecca. Well done. Proud of
that was
you.
great. I really enjoyed doing that. I also updated all the descriptions of the podcast. So now at the end, if there's any companies or brands listening that want to get in touch for business inquiries or sponsors, our email is at the end of
Love
every
it.
single episode, and also our Instagram handles. I just get these urges,
Like honestly, productive
and I just
queen.
have
I
to go
wish. Yeah, I wish
with
I
it.
I had your thing. I feel like I'm so close to a burnout at the moment. I'm so tired. I was only telling Rebecca the last day. I was like, it's like I'm pushing like 60% when I've got about like 15% in the barrel left. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just a bit tired.
Burnouts are not good. Like,
No, not at all. And the last time I did one, my face went, but you know what? I think I've been stretched between, like, I actually don't even think work's the main thing. I think it's my commitments outside of work, which have been kind of interfering with work. So then work's delayed. And like, it's like even back down to the thing, those scans I had to get like were during
yeah,
work hours. And if I have to go up to Cork, that's one day of work gone. So I had to work the weekend to make up, and like I'm just so exhausted. I really feel like, and I was only thinking the last day because I was like, you know what? I always see people online being like, oh, you feel shit. Well, like, just be happy, be happy, be happy. But like, if you're like really like a normal human being working that much, then like you have to just have the days where you just feel exhausted and burnt out and sleep. Like the weekend, I just slept all weekend and like visited my family and stuff. But if I could have just stayed in my bed for the whole 2 days that weekend, I would have done it, like, do you know what I mean? And it wasn't until you were like, "No, burnout's so bad, like, definitely rest." I was like, "Okay, I'm just gonna give myself
People
space to rest."
glamorize the whole like grind of it all, and like
Oh my God,
people
massively,
like
like,
people don't pay attention enough to how important rest is. And like in when you were speaking there, I was like, okay, time to raise those prices and cut your work in half,
yeah,
you know? Like
yeah,
this is because there's only when you're working for yourself and
mm,
when you either have to hire someone
mhm,
or you have to like double your prices and cut half the people. So because there's only that's
yeah,
when you get to a capacity where it's like, okay, I'm gonna burn out here. Have you ever
yeah.
read Grace Beverly's book, Working Hard, Hardly Working?
Yeah. Yeah, that's I think the first audiobook I ever listened to, that one, because I
Really?
was
Does
working
she
so
narrate it?
much at the time. She does, she records the whole podcast, it's fantastic. It's actually one of my favorite books. Do you see actually she's been in a bit of hot water recently?
I did.
I
I
literally can't
did.
see you now that I've taken them off. Sorry, I have to put them back on.
I did. People are not happy. People are basically saying that
Mm,
because of the amount, like she basically sold 1 million products in an hour. And
mhm.
people are saying that because she did that, she's no longer sustainable.
Yeah, that's greenwashing in that sense, yeah.
Yes. And I mean, I get it in a way because
Mhm.
it's like technically nothing, like you can't have a brand that's
Yeah,
sustainable under that definition. Like you
yeah,
can't, those two things aren't
yeah,
like,
they're not.
they don't work together in tandem.
No, they don't, not at all.
But I think it's obviously better for Grace Beverly's brand to be selling 1 million an hour than like Kylie Jenner's Kai brand to be selling.
100%.
So it's
Oh,
like,
without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah, I agree for sure. Because they use more sustainable
yeah,
materials,
they
it's
take it
everything's
more into
recycled.
account, like with
Yeah.
work and with everything. So it's like, you can't go from like 0 to 100 with the whole sustainable thing.
Yeah, you
Like you
can't.
can't convert the world overnight. So like
No.
there's only so many, there's such a Grace is like one of the small percentages of businesses who are
Yeah.
speaking about it and who are, because there's a bit like H&M greenwashers, they all greenwash, like that's
Greenwash,
what
yeah.
greenwashing is. They have
Yeah.
no intentions of being sustainable other
No.
for other than for the money of it.
Yeah, 100%. And
Whereas I
also
think,
for the tax breaks they get because they are more sustainable, you know what I mean?
yeah, whereas I think there, like Grace's Tala was set up under the premise of trying to create a more sustainable, like both. Like you want
Mm.
cute outfits that are
Yeah.
on trend.
Yeah.
So if you're trying to do both, you're not going to be 100% sustainable by those standards. Also, if Grace was a man, no one would be coming for her.
I agree, but and I'm gonna play devil's advocate here because I do work in marketing. I do find, and I did agree with the woman. No, I don't agree with her use of language with what she said about. Sorry, I'm just going to fix my screen. With what she said about Grace being the queen of illegal ad practices. I think that that was
Yeah,
very poor, poor
that's a
language.
big
And I think
statement.
that was a big statement. And I also think, as another woman working in a similar field to you, maybe not adjacent, but like quite close, you shouldn't really attack another woman in business because it's fucking hard enough for us as it is. Like, God knows it's hard enough for us as it is. But what I will give her the credit for is, if you didn't know Grace Beverly, right, and you were looking at her TikTok and she was just talking about the telecodes, we know that she's a CEO because we love her. She's a girl boss. We've loved
Yeah,
her for
yeah, yeah.
years. But TikTok is so wide. Like when I went viral, like, not saying that I have the same thing as fucking Grace Beverly, but I was being shown in
When I was,
Australia. But I
yeah,
was being shown in Australia and New Zealand, you know what I
yeah.
mean? And like I was being shown so far away and I'm from Ireland. So can you imagine the reach that someone like Grace Beverly would have, considering all of her things will probably gain a lot of traction because she is popular. She will get new viewers. They won't know that she's the CEO of Tala. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I think in that sense, maybe as a business owner, she probably had more of, you know, maybe she had more of a responsibility where she should have owned the fact that she actually was the CEO of it, or been like, we're so proud that we've made this or whatever, instead of acting one more thing. But I do think that the way that I came across in terms of attacking, I think there's a lot worse male business people out there doing the ad practices. Do you know what I mean?
And sometimes like this is like, as women, we're already, just like you said, we're
Yeah.
already behind in the world of business. We are so
Yeah.
behind. We have so much to like ladders to climb to
Hmm.
get to an even playing field. Why are my
Hmm.
words not working today?
I feel you, girl. My brain's fried as well. It's Monday,
Evil
lads.
playing
We're
field,
recording this.
evil. We have so far to go to get to an even playing field. And it's like women, like we don't need to be our own worst enemies. Like
Yeah.
for one Grace Beverly that woman calls out, she should be calling out 10 men. Do you know
I
what I
agree.
mean?
I
Because
agree.
it's like, girl, the call, why is the call coming from inside the house? Like,
Mm, yeah,
focus
I
on.
agree.
And I get it's like, obviously, also this girl's the woman who called her out is a business owner. I can
Mm,
imagine her sales have
yeah.
went up since, you know,
Yeah.
and
I
she was saying
agree.
like, oh, if I got that many orders, I wouldn't produce them. And it's
Mm,
like, would you not?
yeah. But they were two separate women, wasn't it? So the first one was the
I
illegal
only
ad
saw,
practices, and the second was the greenwashing woman. They were two completely different women
oh,
from different angles, like, which I was like,
oh, okay. So obviously one did it
right.
first and then the other.
One did it first, and then the other one was like, oh, well, while we're on it, actually, let's just put our 2 cents in.
Like I think also the world of like the world that we're navigating now, number one as women and number two as like business owners, but women, but CEOs, but influencers,
Yeah.
it's
Hmm.
there's so much like gray
Yeah,
area because
there
it's
is.
such a new world, because like so many huge successful businesses are made off the back of being an influencer and having that
Yeah.
insane influence.
So it's billion-dollar industry and it
Yeah.
keeps growing every year, like.
And it's an industry that is mostly women. So
Yeah.
it's like, you know, it's Grace obviously can't at the start of every video be like, hi, I'm the CEO of Tala. And,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah,
like,
but a simple ad placement and that would have done well. Do you know what I mean? Like hashtag ad in the hashtags would have been.
oh, yes, yes,
Do you
yes,
get what
yes,
I
yes.
mean? That's all she was asking. She didn't have to state, I'm the CEO, whatever, just a little hashtag ad to let people know that this is, and
Her, yeah.
because she's
Is
going to
it
be
this,
the face of the
is
brand
that the
anyway.
way in the UK? Is
That's
that,
the way in the UK, and that's actually the way in Ireland. So, you know, the ASAI, I think it is. I think it's the ASAI. They pull people like monthly, like
I
influencers in
know,
Ireland, and get slaps on the wrist, like serious fines for not following it. And people report them and they get fined. Like it is actually very
I
serious.
know
Like you
people
need to,
report them.
yeah,
I just think it's so funny how like, I just think it's so funny how such a women dominated industry is so like highly regulated with all that
mm,
kind of stuff so quickly,
yeah,
but then others aren't.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah, I
that,
know.
but that's just c'est la vie. But yeah, Grace is, but she did a response video, and I'd say your
She
one
did. It
got
was
a
very long. I
strong
watched it and
cease
I
and
watched it
desist.
before she took it down. She took it
Oh,
down.
did
It's
she
gone.
take it down?
That's gone. And the other woman's video is gone as well. I'd say that there was a bit of fucking back and forth between the two of them.
Well, if one thing Grace Beverly can afford, it's a lawyer. Do you know what I mean?
I know. In fairness, she's done a lot of great things. Like she's really helped me out of my productivity slump a lot of times.
I think I think when it comes to the internet, this is a point I have actually because it
Mm,
circles back to another influencer. But I think when you follow someone,
mm,
you can always kind of tell their intention, you
yeah.
know? Like I think Grace always has good intentions. Like she's a
Yes.
well-intentioned she's trying to help people
Yeah.
with the journals and with with the world and being more sustainable. She is trying to help.
Yeah.
And I think that's very clear. And I think a
Very
lot of
clear.
people like to take things out of context and add nuances that
Yeah.
aren't in there.
You just have to remember that because you can never make everyone happy, and you're always going to be the villain in someone else's story. So just fucking you gotta just make way with it. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm a villain in someone's story, you're a villain, Rebecca, in someone's story. Do you know what I mean?
We're
Somewhere out
the,
there, we are the bitches.
somewhere out
Those
there.
two hookers.
Do you know what I found last night? Right?
What?
I
I'm
was
nervous.
on Facebook Messenger and I was
Oh,
going through old Facebook Messenger messages.
okay.
I was clearly very bored on a Sunday night.
I was like, I
And
have anxiety.
I was going through, and next thing it was like Niamh Byrne. And I was like, oh my God, what did I like send to Niamh on Facebook chat?
What was it? I'm nervous.
Picture of you and Aoife. There's no context. I sent no December 2nd, 2017 at 10:30 at night. I just send you this picture of you and Aoife.
Did I even reply? Were we
No.
out? Did you? Were you there? That was
I,
Leo's christening.
Leo's. Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
obviously was there.
Oh, I was going to say, well, that's obviously what it is it? Oh,
Oh,
yeah, that's
that
what it was, because that's when his christening was. Oh, we look so young.
you do look so young.
God, we look
I was
so
like,
young.
that's so funny.
That's so funny. That's so funny. You went back through messages. I would have never,
I
ever.
never do it. It was just
No.
because
Shout out to Aoife, actually. She always listens to this podcast and she always quotes me back while we're saying it. But the cutie shared it the last time we got a load of new followers. So thank you, Aoife. We
yes.
appreciate you, little
And you know
angel.
what? I think a lot of people don't realize how like a little share has such an effect.
It really does, because like we have so many listeners. And like some of you guys will like follow the page and write to us. And some of you are silent listeners, and that's cool. We love you just as much. But it is really nice like when people do like that. So we do really appreciate it. So thank you so much, Aoife, little angel.
Yeah, we love
Um,
a share. We
we
love
love a
someone
share.
who's like, "Oh, I'm loving this," because that's how every podcast gets big. It's word
Yeah,
of mouth.
literally. It is, yeah,
You
for
know,
sure.
we're not
For
going to rely
sure.
on Spotify promoting us, even though Spotify did.
Yeah,
One of
they
our episodes,
did.
we were
Sorry,
going
so
through the
remember
analytics.
when we saw that? We were like, what the fuck is going on? So we got this thing, lads, and it was like 40,000 impressions. We were like, what the fuck is this? Like, Rebecca went so deep into the analytics, and one of our episodes randomly got pushed in the United States of America.
We
So
broke
now
America. The Spice
we've
Work
literally
girls broke.
listeners in every state.
Sorry, so many artists could Little Mix could never break America, but we did. Do you know what I mean?
Pay attention podcast from Tralee, County Kerry.
But
Broke
yeah,
the
so basically
states.
Spotify just pushed that episode to an American audience.
Can I say?
What
Maybe
can we
we
say?
are going to get that O visa we talked about ages ago.
The O1 visa, we will.
O1 visa.
The
Yeah.
O1 like all you have to do is prove that you bring a special
Value.
skill. And
Yeah.
what we're doing right now is very much so a special skill, I think.
It takes a lot of skill to talk shit, you know what I mean? Like it truly, truly, truly does. I
Do you know
get
what
my
I'm just
extensions
thinking?
in oh sorry.
Go on. No, talk about your extensions. Tell me
Get
everything.
them in on Thursday. I'm so excited. Like I'm not even excited about them now because I have to go to Dublin first before I get them because I've a meeting in Dublin. But I just know when I'm on the way back down from Dublin that I'm like, the next thing for you is you're getting the extensions put in your hair. And I'm so excited. I can't wait.
The feeling.
Oh, I literally said to the lads, I'm that hair flick over the shoulder. Like if you've had extensions before, you know the feeling. That flick of the hair over the shoulder is like part of my personality when they come back in. So what I'm gonna do is I'm literally gonna be flicking it over my shoulder so much that I'm gonna give the person behind me whiplash. Like that is how hard it's gonna be. Like I'm so excited. I can't bloody wait.
I'm gonna be so jealous. I like all I want is hair down to my ass. That's
It's
all I
and
want.
my what is that Cardi B lyric we always quote it every time we talk about my extensions? Long ass weave, it be tickling my ass crack. Yeah, that'll be
Genuinely.
I'm
I'm
so
so excited for
excited.
you. This is great.
It's so great, girly. I'm so buzzing. Also, guys, but me whinging there earlier on, ignore it. It always gets busy in work this time. We're leading up to Christmas. That's the only reason why I'm so exhausted.
But
But
also like you have a right to be exhausted. Like,
yeah,
it's
so
fine.
true.
And you're also going to Boston, so you're going on
I'm so
holidays.
excited. I can't wait. I'm just gonna honestly, everyone says to us, like when we went to Boston last time, why didn't you go out and do a lot of touristy stuff? And I was like, guys, I literally oh sorry, it's my roots look so bad there. I was like, I literally work so much. So this is my holiday and I want to relax. So let me
I want to
relax.
chill. And
I'm
also
just
you're
gonna
spending
chill
time
away.
with friends. Like you're hanging
Yeah, and
out.
we get canes. Have you ever had canes?
No,
Raising
I'm so
canes?
Are you getting Raising Canes?
Girl, last time we were there, we got Raising Cane's like 3 or 4 times, and we were only there 10 days. Like,
I'm
I
so
say we'll
sad.
be getting it every day.
I
Like the
think
chicken is
Hillbillies is
actually
probably the
crunchy.
closest thing we have to Raising Canes.
No, no, it's not even in the same
Yeah, but
league.
that's what I mean. But that's the only.
No, when I mean to tell you, like when you bite into the chicken, there's a crunch off the outside of it. Like the chicken is juicy on the inside, but they managed to get the chicken juicy on the inside, but the outside hard with a crunch, right? delicious. Don't even get me started on that bread. They give you this kind of like bread thing. I know this is just
Yeah.
like an American thing. So any of the American listeners, I get the cane type, like, I love it. It's like buttered toast, but you can, like, cut it in half and put your chicken thing in the middle, and they've got crinkle cut chips that are actually, like, crunchy as well when you bite them, like, they're really nice, they're, like, so fresh. My mouth's genuinely watering, like,
I'm
talking
actually
about this,
so sad.
and then you can get, like, coleslaw on the side as well, which is quite nice, but it's very salty, but then, they've got this Raisin Cane sauce.
I've seen.
I don't even know what I don't know what's in that shit, man. You know that meme, and he's like, "With that little buttery stuff, I'll rip one off your lap." It is so fucking good. It is so tasty. And, like, every day we'd be sending in, like, into our Boston group chat, like, videos of Raising Cane's. Where are they? They're so funny. Like, literally, our whole thing is, like, us being, like, Raising Cane's, and then we were like, "When we land, will we go get it?" Like, look at this.
Oh no, I've seen Raising Cane's. I've seen it on TikTok. It sponsors the
BFF's
FF's
pod.
pod.
Love it.
Like, and
So
because I
good.
got hillbillies last night after I spent the
Oh, did
entire day.
you? Was it
Well,
good?
so I spent the entire day yesterday getting rid of so many things, clothes, everything.
Okay. What
My
brought that
entire
on?
Sunday. And I finished and halfway through, do you know the way when you're halfway through, I hate cleaning and organizing. I was saying to Neve before the podcast, like if
Mm.
I could pay someone to do it, I would, and I will.
Yeah.
Like when I
Yeah.
left Dubai, I paid someone to come clean the apartment, obviously to give it a clean before I moved out. But I
Mhm.
also put in the notes like if they could pack my suitcase, if possible, because in Dubai, like they're like so like the best, like the service is insane, and like you tip them obviously and everything like that.
That's
And I put
crazy.
in the notes, and the
Can't
woman
see you again.
packed my suitcase perfectly.
Oh, I thought you said she hacked your suitcase. I was like, "What?"
No, she packed my suitcase.
Oh, fair play
It
to
was
her.
the
That's
best
really
money I
good.
ever spent because I was like, this would have taken me
Yeah.
hours and been so frustrating. But anyway, so halfway through yesterday, got to the point where I was like, I regret everything. Joe, and the mess is worse than when
Oh,
you
and the mess
started.
is on your fucking bed and you're staring at it and, like, you've done the, like, clean the dirt side of it, but you just have to do the putting away
The
side. The
organizing
putting away and the
and the
organizing is where I fall
clothes.
down. I
And
can,
I was
like,
literally
dump clothes,
halfway
but I
through and
can't,
I was like, how am I going to motivate myself to do this? So I
oh,
put a can of Monster in the freezer. It was like 5 p.m. Wait, the way
question.
I motivated myself to clean my room was to be able to order a Hillbillies after, and it was the freshest Hillbillies. It
Oh,
was
I'm
so good.
glad because sometimes it can be a bit, like, soggy or whatever. I'm happy for you.
No, I think it was because it was quite late and maybe they
Yeah.
weren't crazy busy, but
Mm.
it was so good. It
I'm
was
gonna
so
ask you
good.
the first question because, it's directed at you. Um, so you recently had on your TikTok saying you found your signature look. Would love for you to talk about this and how women can create a signature look and how it can impact self-confidence, etc., if that makes sense. That's a great question, first of all.
That is a great question. Thank you for your question. And yes, I did
Yeah.
make that TikTok. So I basically
Yeah.
made a TikTok saying that my new thing is like my dark hair that I'm trying to grow long, red nails and a red lip.
Mhm. Yeah,
And
you are in your red lip era for
I am in my
100%.
red lip era, but I got my nails done the last day.
They're
Gorgeous, stunning,
gorgeous. I've
beautiful,
been
amazing.
admiring them the whole time.
And I literally walked out of the nail salon and I was like, I think I could do red nails every single time for the rest of my life
Mhm.
and not get
Yeah.
bored.
Yeah.
Because one thing about me is throughout
They
my
do
life,
that in
I've
France, you know. I'm pretty sure they do that in France, like
what red nails all the time.
literally red nails all the time.
And I think it's quite a Spanish thing as well.
Yeah, it is, I think.
But I literally had a realization. I was like, I could do this for the rest of my life. And
Mhm.
then I was thinking about it more because throughout my life, so many times I've got bored of my look. Like I'll be sitting here today, be bored, ring the salon, be like, I want to go blonde tomorrow. Or I'll
Mm.
order like brown contacts, or I'll, switch
Yeah,
something up. I've switched up my look countless. Like people thought I had brown eyes there for a point.
yeah.
So I've had so many hair colors, so many nail colors, whatever, designs, whatever. And I had this realization. I was like, no, this feels like very me. And then I
Mhm,
was doing my makeup later in the day and I was doing the red lip of it all. And I was like, this also feels very me. And I was like, I just feel very myself in this look. And I was like, I've
mhm,
never had that before. Now I am 29, so I've experimented a lot. But I think
mhm.
when I was thinking about it more because I was like, I kind of want to do a whole podcast on this. But I think when it comes to finding your signature look, it's not about like being like, oh, this looks good on me or this whatever, or I need to sit down and think about what my signature look is. I think it's just when you have that realization that like I feel so good right now and this just feels me.
Mm,
But I think the only way to find it is like by switching it up and trying different
yeah.
things.
I
But I
think for oh sorry.
on
I think for me, like I always wear black and that is my signature look and that's all I do. Like because I change my nails a lot. My hair is always blonde, so I don't change that. And my makeup is relatively always the same. I always have dark smoky eye and nude lip and I wear dark clothes. But I think I always say that my signature look is black because I feel the best in black. I get the best compliments when I'm wearing all black. And I have adventured with colors sometimes, but I definitely don't feel myself. It's like I'm putting on someone else's, like, I don't know, like wardrobe or something
yes.
to try fit in with a trend or something. And I just don't buy into like trends or buying clothes that go with trends or this or that. Like not that I wouldn't be guilty of, like, sometimes, like, I love a knee-high boot. I know they're big in now, and I have Doc Martens, and I have, like, the usual ones that nearly everybody has. I have the staples, but I would say I'd be more of a staple and accessorize, like, mix up the accessories. Because I
Yeah.
always one of my friends, like, I always admire her style. She used to always say to me, "You get the outfit, but the accessories make the outfit." And once I kinda got that in my head, I was like, "Okay, well, that's how you dress something up or you dress something down or like how you do everything in between, you know what I mean? So I think it's definitely something that like you feel the most confident and comfortable in. Like with you,
Yes.
Rebecca, like how you came out and you were like, "Oh, like I love this, like I could do this forever." You know what I mean? Like that is definitely how I've even felt about the
Yeah.
black, wearing black all the time.
I think both of us are just all black girlies. Like,
Mm.
and for so long, like I'd be
Although
like, oh, I should wear
you're
more.
nice and pink as well though.
Yeah, but I think I did have a pink era during the summer, but like
Mm.
if I like if I want to go to outfit or if I want to feel really good, it's like all black because
Yeah,
everything matches. You feel so good. You look so put together. You can accessorize it. And I think for years, like I'd be like, oh, it's so boring. It's so
yeah.
boring. It's so
Hmm.
boring. But it's like, but I like it. It makes me
Yeah.
feel good. And also, I found your man Leo Skeppy on
Yes.
Instagram and he has like a
The dog
uniform,
friend.
like it's all black. And he has the
Yeah.
black pants and he was like, it's just the way I like to show up. And then I was like, it's just the way I like to show up too. Like I don't have to
Yeah.
now I do like the odd like red top or like
I was
something like
just
that.
about to say, I'm going through my Instagram here to see what colors are coming up, and it's literally all black. A hint of like red throughout, and like a tiny hint of pink or purple. At one point, there was a massive hint of lime, but I haven't worn lime in years. It's literally like black red. That's
Yeah.
so funny. That is
Yeah.
so funny.
No, I do think just all black everything.
Or
You can't
actually,
beat
I
it.
like blue as well. I blue. Blue was nice as well because I find some colors absolutely drown my face out. I don't know, is it my complexion or what, but if I wear color, you can't see my face.
For me, leaning into like my dark hair, my blue eyes, and like the paleness of it all with the red, it just
Mm.
makes me. And I was like, am I being boring?
No,
I
no
literally put
fair.
up a selfie and I was like, do I have a signature look or am I being boring now? And it got so many likes. And I was like, is everyone liking this story because they agree or because they think I look good
Oh,
or they think I'm boring? Like, I need more context. I wanted to like message everyone being like, so you agree? You
so
think I'm
you
boring?
agree? The next question is individuality in a long-term relationship. Oh, minute. Oh, sorry. Oh,
Yeah.
also, I'm in a 9-year relationship. Would love your advice in keeping your individuality in a long-term relationship.
Number one, 9 years is crazy. Congratulations.
Yeah, I love that. That is honestly that's goals, like, to
As
be honest.
Neve says, Lord, I've seen what you've done for others.
Lord, I have seen what you've done for others. Like, I honestly, I swear on my fucking life, I texted one of my friends the last day and I said, we need to get on the right side of God, like, genuinely. Like, I'm not joking. I need to find the message because I was like, oh, I said, we need to get back on God's good side. And she goes, Lord, give me strength. Because it was like I prayed to God and he whatever, and I was like, I need to start fucking going to church or something.
You text me saying you need to start going to mass.
Yeah,
I
I
was like,
know that
why?
was I don't know, I just kind of felt I was like, maybe this is what they mean when you're like drawn to go back to church. But honestly, I just think I'm having a mental breakdown. To be honest.
It's like
I don't
Neve, a
even
lot
know if
of the
this is the
world's
Lord calling,
being
like.
caused by religion. Did you light a candle?
Oh,
She said she was going to go light a candle.
yeah, no, I haven't done that yet because I haven't had time, but I will. I was supposed to do that actually when I was going into my accountants, and I completely forgot. I think my eyes were at me that day, so I was completely all over the shop. But that is amazing. First of all, that you're in a 9-year relationship. Like, love that. Would love that myself.
Uh,
Um, I don't know. I don't think I'd be good to give advice on this because first of all, I haven't been in a relationship, guys, in around 5 years. So I can't give any solid advice. And in my last relationship I was in, I kind of lost who I was towards the end. And that's kind of the reason why I don't want to be in one now. So I don't think I'm the right person to give this advice. I'm gonna shoot this over to Rebecca and say,
I love her, like over here.
over here, help me up, Queen.
First things first, I think the only way that you're going to heal that is by getting into a relationship and being very aware of the fact that you
Yeah.
don't want to lose yourself this time. So
Yeah. Oh, 100% I agree.
you're just like, but it is a terrifying thing because I think codependency in relationships is huge.
Mm,
And I think, like, at the end of the day, the happiest, longest relationships are the ones where it's like two people who
mhm.
don't rely on each other for happiness. Like, they're happy, they're
That's
whole,
it.
they have a life, they have everything going on. And I think keeping your individuality is just remembering, like, not who was I when I got into this relationship 9 years ago, essentially, because like you can change in 9 years. You mightn't be the
Mhm.
same person, but like,
Yeah.
what do I like to do for fun?
Yeah.
What are my hobbies? Not what are our hobbies, not what do we like to do for fun? Because I think, 9 years it can turn into a we quite
Yeah.
easily. I think
Mhm.
even 1 year. But I actually always feel like in my relationships, I definitely kept my individuality.
Mhm.
I think that the way I've done it was because I always have, I guess, strong like things that I enjoy doing that are very authentic to me or like very niche to me.
Mm.
So like, doing the whole YouTube of it all. And I think that's like because I've kind of built that into my work and my personality, like it's very easy for me to kind of keep that sense of individuality. But I also think like make time for your relationships and friendships and family outside the relation. Like not everything has to be with your boyfriend, not every holiday, not everything, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's important. I think relationships are amazing and it's so fun that you get to have a person to do so many things with. But I
Mhm.
think just like check in with yourself once a month and been like, do I, because I think a lot of people, when they get into a relationship, they have a person to like tell everything to and good news and bad
Yeah.
news, whatever. And then the friendships, they don't do that with their friends as much anymore.
Mhm.
So I think, just keep friendships up, keep like relationships outside your relationship.
Mm.
And
Sorry,
if you
guys, you
want
can
to
hear my
try
dogs
something,
barking in the background. Sorry.
I literally can't even hear it.
I was like, thank God she's going mental.
You're like, my dog is going insane. But yeah, I
Insane.
think yeah. And just check in, be like, is there anything new that I want to do, like just for me?
Yeah, I definitely think that as well. Like you made such a good point in saying, like, are you still the same person you were 9 years ago? You definitely won't be. Like, do you know what I mean? And there's going to be
No.
new hobbies that you like. Like 2 years ago, I liked going out all the time, getting pissed and having fun, and that was my level, like what I deemed as fun. And now I like staying in on the weekends, reading books, and chilling out and going to the gym. Like, so it's, you need to be like. I feel like when you go through that change in your life, because I feel like every kind of woman does in their mid to late 20s. Although I will warn everybody, apparently in our 30s we get like a new like love for going back out again. Apparently, I've heard that like it starts all over again. So we go through it again in our 30s, but maybe that's why everybody says that the 30s are so fun. But definitely like, just keep your mind open to other things that like you still want to do or like learn and stuff. And I feel like sometimes, when you're in a long-term relationship, you might feel like, you're limiting yourself in the sense of like you might be scared to try new things, or I don't know, like I wouldn't know because I haven't been in one in so long. But I do remember like I held back on doing a lot of things in my last relationship because I don't know why. I just felt like I couldn't do that or achieve that because I was in it. But I think that was more down to the person. And I don't think that's the case in your sense. I think it's just, you have been in this so long now, you still want to like find that sense of individuality. I'd say a lot of dates with yourself would be a good idea. I
Yeah.
love taking myself on little dates and treating myself. And, like Rebecca said there, like, checking back in with your friends because, like as much as women can be individual or their partners and stuff and like say that they check in with their friends and stuff like a lot of women would. I think sometimes we've all been guilty where we forget. So just even if you're having a tough time, just reach out to your friend and be like, hey, like I'm feeling like this lately or whatever, because your friends always want to be there for you, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
yeah, girly, a lot of positives to take from this. Like you are in a really long-term relationship, which is an amazing, which means both of you are great communicators, that you've been able to stay in this relationship for
Secure.
so long. The cure. Um, and like you seem to be thriving, and I'm not making assumptions from the outside, but like, you are an amazing girl. And I think that you should back yourself and be like, you know what? I do have a sense of individuality. I am my own person.
Yeah.
Um,
And it's like your relationship is a chapter in your life. It's not the whole book.
yeah, I
It's not
agree.
the whole book. And
Love
it
that.
should never be the whole book.
No,
Because if that relationship is the whole book and the relationship goes, what book do you have? None.
exactly. Exactly, Queen. That's actually so good, Rebecca. You're
I
very good
know.
for metaphors and analogy.
It's a
One
book.
girl,
Life is a book.
one girl, I think I know what episode she's talking about now. I posted this on her story because I thought it was so cute.
Oh, I checked the title. I know what one it
I
is.
know what one it is as well. She said, just to say, I just found and love your pod. I wish I came across episode 10 earlier this week, and that was Don't Let a Man Tell You He Doesn't Want You Twice. Girly, we've all been guilty of it. I even
We have
messaged her being like,
all
girl,
been
we give the
guilty.
advice, but we don't take it as much as we should.
I took it recently though.
Yeah, you did. I'm proud of you. I did say I'm rubbing off on you, I think.
I just think giving a man, I just think for that girl who said, she wishes she knew the advice of not letting a man telling her
Mm,
he doesn't want you twice. I think what I've come to realize is that when you're in a situation with another person, man, woman, whoever,
hmm.
you can over romanticize it and you
Very.
cannot look at what is going on right in front of you. And
Mm,
sometimes when you are dealing with a person, you need to step back. You
hmm.
don't need to give a reaction. And you need to be like, what is this person telling me right now? What are their actions showing me?
Yeah,
And if their actions are showing you that you're not a priority or that they're not treating you in a way that you want to be treated by someone that you are romantically involved with,
yeah.
you can take a step back. You don't have to
Mhm.
fix it. You don't have to get clarity. You don't have to get answers. And you definitely don't have to tell someone they don't let someone tell you don't have to let someone tell you they don't want you twice, because if they're telling you in any which way that
Mhm.
they're not interested, that's not an opportunity for you to make them interested. That's an
Yeah.
opportunity for you to like reserve your pride and yourself, and they always come back
Oh my God. That's one thing if I could tell my younger self, like don't panic,
anyway.
they
Like,
always come back.
remove yourself, don't let them tell you they don't want you twice, and they'll
No,
come back anyway, but don't wait for them to come
100%.
back.
Mm-mm. Lads,
No.
look my nails, so I badly painted them the weekend. The next one, again, I hate turning this towards you in these questions. Friendship breakups would be interesting. Do you have any? I'm trying to think, have I had any that are like,
The way you said that was
I'm just trying to think. I don't know if I have had any in the last like 5 years that were like very big that I can remember.
like, I think when it comes to friendships, a lot of people treat friendships quite differently. I saw this discourse and I couldn't,
Mm.
but it's the Taurus in me. I saw discourse online where it's like, it's so important to think of your friends as like a toolbox. You have one friend for this and one friend for that. And one bitch, if I can't come to you with my problems, you are not my friend.
Yeah, I agree.
Like,
I don't
I don't subscribe to the whole you've one friend for this, you've one friend for that,
know.
you've one for sorry, no, I'm not using people like little toys. You're either my friend or you're not my friend. Like
That's such bullshit. Like, I'm sorry. It's so
but
bad.
where I knew we'd have the same. But some
Like,
people are like, oh, you've one friend who's like your Pilates friend, but like you're not gonna tell them your problems. I'm like, that's not a friend then by my definition of friends.
no.
But I do think in life you go through some friendships won't
Mm.
last.
Yeah.
Some friendships are friendships that like, situational friendships where you grew
Yeah.
up together, you were in school, you were in the same
Mm.
place,
Like,
and you
we say a lot, like, a lot of like, people, when we finished college, we didn't realize how many friends we thought were really close friends were actually just, like, college friends or party friends. Do you know what I mean?
yes. And
Yeah.
sometimes it'll be a case of you'll naturally just grow apart. It won't be a conversation. It won't be
Mm.
like a breakup. You're not gonna get a breakup text from the
No,
friend.
no. And sometimes they just drift.
Sorry, I'm not laughing at the breakup text from a friend. I'm laughing at a different situation.
Oh, yeah, no, that is that. That is it.
But sometimes it depends on the people you're dealing with. Some people are quite
Damn
like,
it, Dan Humphrey. Go on anyway, sorry.
ah,
Oh, well.
some people are a bit more dramatic, I guess. It depends what age you are. So I feel like sometime I've never experienced this. I've never got like a friendship breakup text, but I can imagine there are people out there that would be a bit more dramatic
Yeah.
in that sense. And I
Friendship
think it,
breakups, I think, are sad, right? At any point in your life, especially if you think that, like, you're gonna have that person in your life forever.
mm,
But the only thing I can say is sometimes as we grow up, we change and they change. And sometimes, you would have been fantastic friends before, but maybe you're just not right for each other anymore. And that's okay. It's the same with romantic relationships. Who you were like when you were fucking 15 or 16 might be completely different. You might go one way, they might go the complete opposite. Now, I know it is amazing in theory for us all to say that, like, oh, I'm that wouldn't be me. I'll be loyal to my best friend till the deathbed. But there's some situations where you wouldn't be. Like, and I think sometimes we need to also take into account that friendships sometimes fall apart as easy as they fall together. And that's just human nature. Like, they always say you still haven't met half of the people that you're going to meet in your life that you can't imagine. Like me and Rebecca, say for instance, now I can't imagine not being best friends with Rebecca now. But before I would have been like, oh, I can't even imagine me and Rebecca would have much, to talk about. And we talk to each other all day, every day now. You know what I mean?
literally,
So, like, it is sad and it is really hard, but I feel like before when I used to be such a people pleaser, and when, like, I wouldn't say friendships like they weren't breakups, but a lot of like maybe some friendships that I would have held a lot more dearly to my heart, which obviously weren't as like in depth as what I thought they were, kind of fell apart, and I was kind of looking inwardly, thinking, like, what could I have done different? Nothing. It's just human nature, and it's sad. And look, you never know. Maybe in your 40s or 50s, you could fall together again, but everything happens for a reason. So,
yeah.
it's good to keep
Yeah,
that
and
in
I
mind.
think like I'm definitely the type of person that likes to keep the same group of people around me.
Same.
Like if you are my friend, you will be my friend unless you wrong me. And
Yeah,
then
same.
like I'm very but once I get a sense of like I'm never gonna do a friendship break. Like I'm never gonna
Mm,
but then again, maybe that's me and being a communicator. I feel like, sometimes with friends, there's a bit of tension and like you can come to that and be like, look, I value our friendship way too much to like let this get in the way of it. Now, I've never had a
yeah.
situation like that, but I feel
Mm,
like it could be a thing. But I think then there's some situations where you're like, okay, this person is not who I thought they were, and that's fine
mm.
too.
I think me and my a lot of my friends work. I'm the same. Like, if once you're my best friend, you're kind of my best friend for life, really, to be honest. But, um, I think the reason why a lot of me and my like close friends work, like I have like, my select few that are very close to my heart. But I think how we work is I'm very communicative, but I'm very direct. And I think a lot of my friends are very direct and communicative. So like say if, like we've been in like there was me and another one we annoyed each other, we don't agree on something, or we're kind of butting heads. Like it wouldn't even get to a point where we're butting heads. It'd be kind of like, look, you know, I kind of sense this from you, or, I'm not gonna lie, you annoyed me earlier on. They'll say their side, then I'll say my side, they'll get my perspective, I get theirs, it's squashed. That's it, it's done.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which I think is really important.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's important to communicate. And I also think friendships are, I think you should nurture your friendships, and a lot of
Yeah,
people don't. And that's probably why as well, a
they
lot of
break up,
friendship
yeah.
breakups happen because people
Yeah.
do get into a relationship or they do move
Mm.
away and they just act like you don't exist anymore,
100%.
you
I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. I feel like a lot of the times, like, and that's fine because you get in a love buzz and you're in it and you're like, oh my God, I have this relationship. It's
Yeah.
great. It's whatever. But then, you are kind of sometimes neglecting your friends, which is normal, like, because, you have this new shiny thing and it's all exciting. But, life is, do you know what? Life is tough enough to navigate. And I feel like, you know, between work and friendships and jobs and commitments to other people. And I feel like that's where I'm burning out at the moment. I've commitments to so many other people that I'm trying to hold up. But at the end of the day, it's affecting me. Like I'm the one who's getting the burn end of it because I'm not getting the rest my body needs. I'm not getting the support I need from trying to fulfill other people's like days and things and slot time in here and slot time in there, and it's not doable. So, sometimes if friendships kind of break up over that, you just have to like treat yourself as your own best friend and say like, I'm doing my very best. Like I'm doing the best that I can with what I have at the moment. And if that's not okay for you, that's fine. I completely respect your boundaries, but I can't offer any more than I'm already offering at the moment. And that's fair enough too, do you know?
Yeah. And I think you'll know if like sometimes people are crazy busy and you won't hear from
Yeah.
them. But
Yeah.
they'll like send it, like it's so easy to send a check-in message. Like,
Yeah.
hey, how are you? I've been crazy busy, just checking in, like love you, whatever.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, 100%. I
It's
agree.
so easy to do that. But then if someone's not doing that and you feel like someone's coming to you if they have a problem, or someone's coming to you
Yeah.
because they're being nosy and they want to know what's going on in your life, but they don't actually
Yeah.
fucking care,
Yeah. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can spot that. You just have
Yeah.
to do you know what?
You can
Sometimes
tell
you
it a
have to
while
take a
away.
step back and like let your intuition guide
Let your
and be
gut
like,
go.
how do I intuitively feel about this situation right now? Because
100%.
your
Like
intuition never lies.
never, girls, never ever, and never ever doubt it.
No,
Ever.
don't. I told that to a friend yesterday. I was like, listen to that. I don't care. You don't have to have a logical reason
Yeah.
in front of you, evidence. But I'm like, if your intuition's telling you this,
Yeah.
trust it. And if
Trust
you're
it.
wrong, you're wrong. That's fine. But like, see if
100%.
you're right.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us today. This is the level I'm at. I'm like, sorry, we're going over 15 minutes. Thank you so much, and we will see you next week. Okay, let's just
And we're
pause and get
recording
the
2
pictures for
in-person
the
episodes back to back. So the next 2 are going to
yeah,
be in person,
in
live and
person,
direct.
100%.
We love you the
Taking the
most.
glasses off now, so mwah. See you later, guys.
Ciao.